Big Ben, Buckingham Palace, the Tower of London, the River Thames, the Houses of Parliament, the London Eye, St Paul's Cathedral, Tower Bridge, and Hyde Park. But forget all that, only one thing matters around here: football.
Every week there's a local derby. So
Fucking hate Millwall. We won the league at Shite Hart Lane.
we've got 13 professional football teams. You've got the top of the tree, then you go right to the other end. It makes up the rich tapestry of London football.
London is the undisputed football capital of the world, with more professional clubs than any other city in the world. This is my 4-part series exploring the beautiful game at the home of football. The cosmopolitan and trendy north of London is home to Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur and Barnet. In the gritty, poorer east reside West Ham United and Leyton Orient. South of the River Thames, it's more residential and culturally contrasting, and it's home to Millwall, Charlton Athletic, Crystal Palace and AFC Wimbledon. In posher, more sophisticated surroundings in the west live Chelsea, Queen's Park Rangers, Brentford and Fulham. Any football fan that hasn't seen football played in London hasn't lived.
Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner that I love London so.
This is London's East End, a tough working class part of the capital. Not many tourists come around here. This is a tale of how one football stadium upset 2 sets of supporters and potentially ruined 2 football clubs steeped in tradition. West Ham and Leyton Orient have never had an on-the-pitch rivalry, but they certainly have one off it now. The Olympic Stadium, West Ham don't want to be there, Orient don't want them there.
I fucking hate the Olympic Stadium. You'll never ever beat Upton Park.
I think they've took our club away.
West Ham died the day we left here, for me.
Leyton Orient, West Ham United, or little and large you could say. The 31st of January 1987 was the last time the 2 teams met. Yes, you guessed it, the Hammers won easily. This isn't a derby, this isn't a rivalry. That wasn't until West Ham relocated from their Bowl Inn ground over to Stratford into the Olympic Stadium on the doorstep of Little Orient. Inspire a Generation was the motto of the London Olympics. Sticking a 60,000-seater stadium 2 kilometres away from Orient's 9,000 capacity Brisbane Road isn't so inspiring, is it? The Orient, or the O's as they are better known, London's second oldest club, formed way before West Ham. Home ground, the Briar Group Stadium. But forget the sponsor, the football world calls it Brisbane Road. Capacity, 9,271. Honours, does playing 1 season in the top flight in their entire history count? It's not all sunshine and roses being an Orient fan.
You'd think that the West Ham going into the Olympic Stadium would be our death knell, and maybe it will harm us. But with the owners that we've got at the moment, the management team that we've got at the moment, the fans united, the team and the squad united, we are thriving and we will survive. No one took into account what was going to potentially be the impact to us. No one, I don't think, even gave us a second thought. And that's the problem when you're a smaller club. You don't seem to matter in the eyes of the regulators and the associations that are there to protect people like you. Because, West Ham are getting 100 million quid a year just in TV money. It's money that we'll probably never see the likes of. Hopefully one day, but probably not in my lifetime.
Following the 2012 London Olympics, in fear of the Olympic Stadium becoming a white elephant, decisions and self-interest of politicians allowed West Ham to move into the Olympic Stadium. The Football League and the Premier League apparently forgot their own rules, which stipulate a club can only move into a new stadium if it does not adversely affect another club within the immediate vicinity of the proposed location. Have you got any sympathy for Orient, seeing as you're now 1 kilometre away from them?
Nah, because I'm West Ham. I don't support any other side apart from West Ham.
Obviously, we've moved into their so-called catchment area where they throw the net out to catch the fan base, and we're over there now. We're on their doorstep, or they're on our doorstep, however you want to put it.
West Ham was getting everything, all the help financially, and we was struggling. A club like this, we got no help. I think our owners at the time did ask for some sort of help, and if it's good enough for West Ham just across the road, what can we get out of it? And we got nothing.
Fans that might have come to Leyton Orient as a passing interest every now and again, or maybe even as a more regular, you've lost that from that area. So we're doing our bit as a club to try and combat that. How successful it will be, only time will tell.
When you're non-league like we are, who are you going to go to when you've got a club about a couple of miles down the road that are in the Premiership? Where are you going to go to? You're not going to come to see Orient versus Maidenhead. You're going to see West Ham versus Manchester United.
West Ham's first season at the Olympic Stadium coincided with Leyton Orient losing their 112-year stay in the Football League. On the final day, they were relegated at home to Colchester, but the football world was full of empathy for the struggles that Orient were facing. The Colchester fans stood right here, and all 1,000 of them cheered the name Orient.
We can't sit here and use West Ham as an excuse. You know, they do their thing. They're proven to be a successful football club in the top flight, and you know, we're progressing well in our own element down in the National League, and I think there is a future for both of us here. So we'll just try and make that as positive as possible for Orient.
You know, we matter in our community. We matter in the grand scheme of football. Yes, all right, we're a non-league club at the moment, but ultimately, you know, we're going to be a league club again one day. We're going to be competing up there, and you know, we won't let people keep us down. There's no one putting their foot on our head in the swimming pool, for example. So, you know, from our perspective, we will survive and we will carry on thriving.
Orient's struggle is real, and they will continue their fight to survive in the shadows of their more illustrious neighbours.
The venue may change. The music never will.
West Ham United, the pride of East London, a club that prides themselves on tradition. When England won the 1966 World Cup, both goal scorers and the captain Bobby Moore were playing for West Ham at the time. The Academy of Football is their motto. Their former home, Upton Park, was one of the most hostile and raucous atmospheres in English football, and I can vouch for that firsthand. But the Hammers hierarchy, in an attempt to compete with the elite of this country, decided to relocate to Stratford into the 60,000-seater Olympic Stadium, and that did not go down too well around here.
Well, I've been going West Ham 48 years, and since they've been there 3 years ago, I've only been about 6-7 times when my son gets me a ticket, but it's definitely not my cup of tea. The atmosphere's not there, and the first time I went there, I nearly got in trouble against Man City in the Cup for standing up when the team attacks. There was 4 non-football fans behind me, so you're getting people in there that was like tourists now, and it just don't feel the same as the old stadium.
Obviously, tradition is a big part of what West Ham are. You feel like you've lost that now?
Yeah, definitely as well, like coming out of Upton Park Tube, walking down Green Street, had a nice supporters club, we could have a few beers and come out there 10 minutes before the game, straight across the road. It just ain't the same. But obviously I'm a West Ham fan since I'm 54, since I was 6, so I'll still go to the odd game because it's my club, but the stadium's not for me.
Because to be fair, we're not in the right place. You know, the atmosphere's not there. Sometimes it is, sometimes it ain't, but I think it's died a little bit.
You know, it's family, West Ham, but, you know, a lot's changed now, for me anyway.
It's Tevez, and it's absolutely magnificent. What a way to get your first goal. What a day to do it.
You came here to take a picture of the mural.
Yeah.
How sad was it to leave Upton Park?
Yeah, well, it was a killer for me. You know, like I went first season at the new stadium and it just weren't the same. And I haven't been in the ground properly, just the odd game here and now. But it just ain't for me.
I think the club's gone, as a business, I think it's gone the right way because we've gone up from 30,000 up to 60,000. But they won't take our history away. and our tradition.
Whatever the resentment to this stadium, the Soulless Bowl, the Nail in Orient's coffin, whatever you want to call it, there's something quite special about those bubbles.
There, it's just all it is to the government, to the hierarchy now is just making money, and they don't care who they sort of step on the way, and that's how we look at it as that.
Saying I've got 2 boys. I've never took my boys to that new ground, but they've been here. They knew what this was here, and that's the main thing for me. But going forward, you know, I suppose I'll have to grin and bear it at some point.
It is a statement of an established historic club's new ambition.
Now geographically closer, but still light years apart on the football field, the white elephant of the Olympic Stadium looms large in the story of both West Ham and Leyton Orient, as success is paramount for both clubs to draw on their East London fan base, just at opposite ends of English football's league pyramid.